Social media is trending day by day, and in today's video I'm going to share the social media strategy as well as 9 steps to success. So here is what I'm going to discuss today. Why social media? Why is it that social media is so much trending, and why you should leverage that? What are the various types of platform, not only in terms of just the names and what they do, but also the science behind this platform. And number 3, I'm going to talk about the content. What are the various types of content that you can put? It is not like email or videos or stuff like that. There is something different. I'll be talking about few of the things that will go beyond imagination, and finally I will be talking about the 9 steps that you can take to make it successful. And finally I have few very cool stuffs for you, especially if you are into the e-commerce domain, how you can take it to the next level and how you can build your own brand. All right, see you inside. So let us look at the social media strategy. The very first thing is, why social media? See, the thing is this: our goal is to grab a maximum number of people and get them to our own platform, whatever we want to do. Maybe we want to sell them affiliate product, e-commerce product. Maybe we just want to do digital marketing, send them to a different domain, to our partner's website. So whatever it is, our goal is to reach maximum number of people. And in order to do so, we need the platforms who are holding these kinds of people, who are holding these kinds of target audience, right? So the platform is where the people are spending most of their time. So where are they congregating, where they are spending most number of time? We need to look at those platforms, and then we need to cater our content accordingly, right? So the next part is the content. So once we have finalized, okay, these are the platform on which maximum of our audience is, what kind of content we need to publish? Our content must become a magnet on that platform so that all the people gets attracted by that particular content, and that is why we are going to grab the traffic and push it wherever we want, right? So I hope you understand the need of social media. It is all about to understand which platform, and platforms are the social media's platform, and then how we are going to put our content, and that is how we would be able to reach maximum number of people. So once you have understood this concept, why social media, now the next point I'm going to talk about is the types of platform. Obviously that is where the things start, because goal is something you have already set in. There is nothing to do around social media for that, right? All you need to do is understand what kind of people you need to target, and then look at a specific platform. So when it comes to platform, you need to really understand that there are 2 types of platform. The number 1 is library based platform. Now this is very much important. A lot of people think that platforms are like YouTube, like Google search platforms are like podcast. No, it is not like that. Platforms can be broadly categorized into 2 things. Number 1 is library based or information based. It means that we are storing the information, and there is one engine which is responsible for indexing of that, and these libraries are mostly stored in a long form type, right? And they are more inclined towards the audience, like audiences who are consuming long form contents or library based content, they are more inclined towards action. Now why I'm talking about this, and what are the examples of library based or information based platforms, are like YouTube. In YouTube, if you publish a video, that video will get indexed by YouTube and will be stored by YouTube. So anyone looking for the relevant keywords, your videos will going to pop up even 5 years from now, 10 years from now, unless until there is a competition, and then you have lost those keywords. Now the same is happening around Google as well. So if you look at Google search, the blog post is specifically, the guides is specifically, they are based on content, or they are based on information based or library based. So these are the platforms which is more or less evergreen platform. It means if you place the content today, that will be added to the library, and again you over a longer span of time, you are actually building a compounding library, because first keywords 10 people are getting targeted, second keyword 20 more are targeted, and stuff like that. So over a long period of time you would be able to see amazing results, right? So why long form content is to leverage the power of index engines. That is what we just talked about, and these are the platforms like YouTube, blogs, and podcasts. So how the podcast is indexed is via Siri or Alexa and all these audio based platforms who are responding to human interface. So when you say that, hey Alexa, open up something, or tell me about A B C D E F, and then if that particular keyword is more or less used in your podcast, your podcast is going to reveal itself. That is how it is going to happen, and that is an example of long form content and library based or information based stuff. And let us look at the second kind of platform. Second kind of platform is more or less entertainment based or news based. Now you might have already guessed it. It is all about the reels and other stuff. You can leverage the power of trend and reach. How to reach maximum number of people. When you go into an entertainment based platform, you might not see targeted audience, you might not see the relevant types of audience, but you will see maximum reach, maximum engagement, because there are people who just want to have fun. They do not want to take action, but they just want to have fun. So that is where you get the leverage of trend and reach, and the examples are reels, Facebook, or TikTok, right? I hope you were able to understand this stuff. So I am also going to talk about how you are going to design the contents over there, and in just a span of time. Just bear with me. So the next stuff I'm going to talk about the content. Now we have figured out the platforms. Now we need to understand the content. So content are mostly of various types. Now you need to understand that there is an engine called as content distribution engine. And this is very much important. On each of these platforms, there is one engine sitting inside. So whenever you published a YouTube video, or whenever you are publishing podcasts, or whenever you are releasing blog post, the search engine is not immediately going to give you high weightage and show it to everyone. No, that is not going to happen. There is an artificial intelligence or machine learning based engine is over there, which is responsible to keep a watch on you and the way you are publishing contents, the quality of it, the kind of engagement it is generating with the selective number of users that it is testing with. So what is happening over this, that this AI is looking at the input, and the inputs are the content that you are providing along with the meta. Meta is the title, description, images, whatever stuff you are putting about that content is called as meta content. And finally the consistency, that is with what consistency you are really publishing your contents. Is it regular, or you have just published a video today and then after 3 months you are putting next piece of content, right? So looking at these 3 categories more or less, the AI is processing, the AI learning mechanism try to understand that what kind of publisher you are, what kind of contents you are publishing, and they build a trust factor around you as a content creator, and they are also going to look at, is your content good for their viewers? Because if each of these platforms want most of the people spending most of the time onto their platforms, and that can only happen if your content is engaging enough and they are spending most of their time. So through that, the AI will understand how much trust they can keep on you, and when that happens, the output would be reach. You'd be able to reach maximum people organically. So this was the example of going organic social media strategy. The same can happen by without going organic via paid methods. In paid methods, you give them target, you give them budget, and now based on that budget, your content is going to reach maximum number of people, right? You understood that. That is why the content is very much important, because this AI is going to understand, right? So that is why we need to set up a goal, and the goal is to leverage for long term, and you need to find the keywords which are there in your niche. So when I talk about keyword, it is all about understanding which keyword has maximum volume, like which keyword is being searched a lot and there is a very less competition, and you need to find those keywords and build content on top of it. So what kind of contents you need to build? Number one is a blog post containing 2000 plus words, and the ideas are like, you can create things like complete guide, or how to do guide and stuff like that. And obviously you can do SEO analysis, and I prefer SEMrush. So if you want to purchase the SEMrush keyword tool, you can go ahead and type in, and by the way, this is my affiliate link, rnvz.co/SEMrush. A similar kind of stuff is there with podcast as well. So if you want to leverage the power of Alexa or voice search, that is where you go with podcast. Now podcast is pretty new, it is in its initial stage, and I don't see any keyword analysis tool so far. Even if they are, that those tools are not that much beneficial. So that is why podcast is the future. But if you leverage and if you put your content right away into the podcast, you'd be able to dominate the future very easily, right? So those are the stuff that I'm talking about in podcast. And finally, the next stuff is, and by the way, if you are interested in podcasts, you can check out the Buzzsprout. And again, this is my affiliate link. Buzzsprout is, by the way, the best podcast hosting platform out there, right? And finally, the next part is video content. So how do you do video content? Is by leveraging the power of YouTube search engines. And how do you do is you write long form content, 10 to 30 minutes. Now you can put on some of the short form content as well, like the spicy part of the long form content. Say your long form content is like 20 minutes long. Now you can trim that content like 1 minute of that video, and then you can put it into YouTube Shorts or Instagram Reels or Facebooks. People are going to love and they will have fun. But few of those people will also want to know what is after that, what is happening. The kind of curiosity is built, and that is where people will click on the link and they will end up visiting your long form content, right? And that is what I also do, similar kind of stuff. Now in order to understand what kind of keywords you need to analyze, you need to have vidIQ. So you can use the power of vidIQ. And again, this is my affiliate link. You can go ahead and join vidIQ, check it out. Each of these tools gives a lot of trials. For example, Buzzsprout gives you 3 months trial. That is crazy, isn't it? 3 months trial, right? And again, this vidIQ, you can go ahead and check it out, rnvz.co/vidIQ. So yeah, that is it, guys. That is it. Those were around the content and the social media and how it works. Now let us look at the 9 steps to success, how you can become successful social media content creator and how you are going to dominate the market. So there are 9 steps. So I'm going to talk about it one by one. The very first thing over here is finding your niche. You need to understand which niche you want to go into. So you need to research onto it, what you really want to do and what is your niche. And niche can come from your understanding, from your product, from your market placement. Go ahead and find your niche. Number 2 is create customer persona. Do not randomly, try to target anyone. You need to understand what kind of people are interested in your niche or in your product. Try to create customer persona for that. How you are going to do that is by looking at gender, by looking at demographic, by looking at what kind of movies they watch, where they are spending their time and energy, and a lot of stuff. You must understand who is your target customer, right? So that is all about the point 2. The third step is where these customers are spending most of their time. Look at those platforms. For example, people who are procrastinating, they are more or less spending time over Reels or Instagram, right? But people who are into the learning mode, they're going to more or less spend time watching YouTubes, right? So you will have to understand that which all platforms are these guys using. And then what you are going to do is create content for that specific platform. And when you have created the content, do the keyword research to understand what are they looking for. What is it that these people are looking for. When you do keyword research, you would be able to understand that these are the keywords which are used by my audience. For example, right now you're watching this video, so I have done keyword research over social media strategy, and that is how I have come up with this amazing title, Social Media Strategy 9 Steps to Success. And that is how I have built this 9 steps as well. This is super duper crazy, guys. This is what I have done, and this is what I'm asking you to do as well. If it works for me, it is going to work for you as well. And the sixth step is this: create content plan for long term. For example, you cannot go ahead and do it for 1 week, 2 weeks, or even for 1 month. You should and always test it out at least for 6 months. If not 6 months, do it for 90 days. And obviously, when you have selected your niche, within your niche, select the content topic. Maybe you would be having 5 categories in your own niche. Based on those 5 categories, create content for each of those 90 days. And that is how you will plan your content, so that your customers have a mixed feeling, and they should not get like, you are only one content type biased. They should not feel like that. And then finally, number 7 is do it systematically, consistently, and not random, because what AI is waiting for is the consistent input. So when you do it consistently, you would be in a much better position to see results faster. And finally, number 8 is engage with audience. For example, if someone has put a comment, reply back. Love them, whatever you want to do, but make sure you are engaging with your audience. Ask them questions, whatever it is, or make sure that you are also taking few of the live, like Facebook live, going YouTube live. So whatever you are doing, wherever you are able to go live and answer their questions. And finally, number 9 is you need to understand that what is it that people are liking more. Like, you might have published 10 or 20 videos, but which all are the types of videos which are getting better response in terms of engagement, likes, or comments. So those kinds of videos is going to direct you towards the directions in which you can dominate the market, right? So that was the 9 steps to success, right? Thank you so much for staying tuned. And here is the next steps. Number 1 is, first of all, if you have not subscribed, liked, or commented, go ahead and do that. What were your number 1 strategy? Which strategy you are going to implement, and what were your key learnings? Put it into the comment section below, and I'm going to personally reply back, right? And finally, number 2, if you are into e-commerce business and you want to start your own e-commerce business, you want to start, grow, or scale, whatever you want to do around e-commerce business, if you are the one, go ahead and join me live into a webinar. Put it aryanvz.co/join into the URL, and you should be able to see me live. So book now, and thank you so much for tuning in today, and I will see you in next video. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye.